Okay, hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? Okay. I want to put this on Twitter here. Okay, hello everyone, how you guys doing? Hello Justin, Chase is not here, Calix, Hulk Fan, Demon Slayer, NFS Rivals, Jordan, Diego Girl, Alexi, Zavala, Jay, Mizor, Surflame, Wasabi Guy, Grand Theft Walkthroughs, Tiff Roper, Lockfix, Blade of Stars. How is everyone doing today? And Yusuke, Francisco, and E30, and Dreadnought Warrior, Jimson, WRV, and AJ Banks. How are you guys? Okay. Let's do some bounty missions here. Hope everyone's having a great Friday. It's the best day of the week. Starting the weekend. Most disturbing GTA character. Marty Chonks, probably, in GTA 3, the guy who owns the dog food factory. Love your retail experience video, Patrick. Very informative. Thank you, Mizur. Okay, I can only invite one more person to here, because we're just in a private session, but... Do I know Putter? Not personally. He's come by the streams a few times. I've come by his streams a few times. Will I play DMZ after the stream? I might play later tonight. More than Eddie Lowe? Oh, I forgot about Eddie Lowe. Yeah, Eddie Lowe is actually worse than Marty Chunks, yes. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Eddie Lowe for a moment there.
You think I'm mean, don't you? I bet you think I'm the meanest son of a bitch ever drew breath. Why? Because I'm a killer, I'm a thief, and a boy.
What's next Manhunt episode tomorrow?
No way.
Why is Saints Row the reboot rated M? Well, it's it has a lot of violence, some adult stuff in it that I guess it's rated M for that, Chrysler. Thank you for the super chat.
I might be mean, okay, but I ain't a damn loon.
Will I play LA Noire? Yes, that's one game that I'll play. I was so happy when you saw my comment on your retail store video. Everything I said was true. I actually felt my eyes water when I was typing that. I feel a connection with you. Thank you, Blade of Stars. And I'm sorry what you went through. It was that video was a little hard for me to make at the same time, but it was a video people have requested for some time, and I thought it would be a video just giving, you know, giving my experiences and my thoughts in general on it. Do I have you added, Fizz Walker? Hello, Pro. How are you doing? Which do I prefer, Resident Evil or Silent Hill? Probably Resident Evil. I'm a bit more familiar with that. Silent Hill, I don't know that well. Thank you, Jacob, for sponsoring my channel for nearly 2 years. Thanks, man. Oh, it's your first time here? Well, hello, Fizz Walker. Good video on working in retail. I know all too well. Worked 13 years in the Home Depot. Higher up, you go. Worst experience. Quit and retired now. Thank you, Billy TK. I'm sorry that you went through that too. Did you encounter the promotion scam where basically they they try to promote you in retail when you're just working there after a short time, and then they basically throw like, you know, 3 times more work on you just for like a small insignificant, like, you know, raise like $1 more an hour. Because a lot of retail places, they do that. They offer you a promotion, people take the promotion, but they don't think about the fact that they're gonna basically have like 3 times more work for a small raise. Who is more influenced in GTA? What do you mean? Yes, it had exactly that scenario. Oh, yeah. Will I ever do a play for Resident Evil game? My favorite is Resident Evil 7. That's the Resident Evil 7. That is the first-person one. Is that the first-person one? I'm just trying to think right now, but even with the big million sub, you still make time for us little guys. You have to be the most humble and honest guys I've seen on this platform. Thank you, man. Thank you, Blade of Stars. If Arthur hadn't gotten TB, I think he would have sided with Dutch in the end, since TB made Arthur think life differently. What do you think? I don't know. You have to think that before Arthur even got sick, he started questioning Dutch and a lot of the stuff that he was doing already. So I don't know necessarily on that. Thank you, Chrysler L. Thank you, Mustang. What's your favorite update from the old era of GTA 2013-2018? And your favorite update from the modern era, 2019 present? The old era would be the Bikers update. The new era, I would say Cayo Perico. Second, free aim. Okay, there we go. Great. Pro, Vincent's back and with the LSPD. I guess I told you so. Look at the newswire. We're getting a Cluckenbell raid. By the way, I sent you a message. Oh, okay, I'll take a look at that, I'll take a look at the newswire in just one moment, Blinded Eagle. So when is the Cluckenbell, heist coming out? When is that? I feel bad for you when you work in retail. Well, I haven't been working in retail for 4 years. You don't need to feel bad for me, but I appreciate it, man. Whoa. Oh, we lost 2 canoes. Will I ever buy the Apple version? Apple version of what? Oh, Apple Vision. I'm sorry. I misread that. Apple Vision. What's Apple Vision? Oh, hey, Joey. Thanks for all the GTA and Red Dead content. This is the least I could give you from all the guides you've done, turning me from noob to pro. Thank you, Flop, for life. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, it's a VR, set. Okay. Okay, I just didn't know what it was. Hope your family's doing today. Oh, how's your family doing today, Pat? My family's doing good. Thank you for asking. The VR app, I'm probably not gonna get something like that. Like, yeah. I think I heard the voice of Ryan Jeremy from The Lost and Damned in Manhunt 2 as one of the pervs during the second episode of your playthrough of it. Well, I know Rockstar reuses a lot of the same voice actors, but I don't know if I recognize any NPC voice actors. Thank you, Jacob. Well, that was a bit of a ride too. Apple Vision is getting recalled? Why? Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't see your super chat, Bunny. The past month, I've been playing Days Gone, and I beat it today. Great game, story, characters, and open world. Status sequel will probably never come. Yes, and I love that game so much more than the Last of Us 2, honestly. I didn't play The Last of Us 2, but I did play the first one. I saw a playthrough of it, but that was just, I thought Days Gone was always the way better game. But let me look at that Rockstar Newswire people were saying, right? Rockstar Newswire. They posted this today, huh? I didn't even see it. Looking at it now here. The next GTA Online update arriving in just a few weeks, huh? So is this like, is this gonna be like a salvage yard robbery? That's what I'm confused about. That's... Thank you for telling me about that Blinded Eagle. I didn't see the Newswire post there, but so it's gonna be like a separate update?
What the?
If the Battlefront remasters sell well, which they probably will, do you think we'll get remasters for the PSP Battlefronts? Oh, I'd love that. I never played the PSP Battlefront game, so I'd love that. But probably not. Yeah, I'll play story mode one day again on this game. I'll definitely play it again. What do you think of the famous people like Mr. Beast? He only does his challenges if he can get something out of it. Why does he have such a cult following, and how does he have so many subs? Well, what I will say about the guy, what is this here? Oh, Moonshine Roadblock too. What I will say about the Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast makes money from his videos. He makes money helping people, but I mean, at least he's doing it for a good cause. So, I mean, he's helping people, and he's getting rich at the same time. So, I guess I just don't really have anything against him personally, Blade. However, though, I will comment that a lot of these YouTubers do have, like, kind of like a cult following, I will say that, where people will just, like, you know, follow these channels no matter basically what they do. But I would say that Mr. Beast, I don't think he's a bad guy at all. What do you think happened to the Tony in the end of The Sopranos? Probably died, but it's unknown really who did it, if anything. But I remember his Your Intro Sucks video said he deleted them. Wait, what are you talking about? What faction do you think would have won a full-scale war? The Lost MC or the Pegarinos? I would say the Pegarinos were definitely a problem, but the thing is, though, is that if it was just the Pegarinos versus the Lost, maybe the Pegarinos, but if it's the Pegarinos versus the Lost versus Ray, the Lost are gonna win. The thing is, the Pegarinos can just hire a bunch of people for money. The Lost are more just, you know, they have less numbers, but they're just more loyal to each other. That's what I would say about it. Thank you, Jacob. The Mag High Roller in the GTA 6 trailer? What do you mean Mag High Roller? How do I do the executions that are do I have to hold L1 like in Manhunt 1? Is that basically the same thing? Like, how do I do the other executions? Because it looks like I'm only doing one execution when I'm... Oh, okay. What feels so weird is I told my friend how all my boys got girlfriends and I'm the outlier, and she told me to relax, you'll find someone. Yet that was 3 years ago. Now GTA 6 is almost out, and I'm in the same spot. Well, I mean, don't feel like that, Blinded Eagle. I mean, I'm sure that you will meet somebody one day. Thank you for the super chat. It's just some people they find people they like, you know, sooner. Some people take some time more, but hold the square button for Manhunt 2. I have to hold square? That's what it is? So it's different? Oh, why do you think Billy Gray betrayed Johnny? Because he constantly kept questioning his leadership. The same reason why Arthur Dutch betrayed John. I mean, betrayed John and also Arthur.
Never approved of hunting for profit, asking you to do that very thing. There is a bear lives below Fort Wallace, and he's made quite a nuisance of himself.
No, I haven't played the Deadpool game.
I know I harp on about it, but my leg is playing up something terrible. If it weren't, I'd be after him myself. Would you take care of him before anyone comes to harm? As I said, you will profit from this hunting. You just take a trophy, all right?
Do you know the Kingdom Hearts video games has some of the most beautiful and amazing OST of all time, especially boss themes? No, I don't. I've heard of the games, but I never played them though. Oh, I'll make a space for you, Shy, after this mission. Kane and Lynch Dead Men or Dog Days? Which one is better? I think I like Dog Days better. Yeah. To be fair, the Lost MC were able to take on the Agents of Death, who are far stronger than the Pegarinos. Yeah. I guess you do got a point there. What's the best way to rank up bounty roll fast? Basically wait out the timer until the last minute and deliver it. You'll get a little bit more XP. Thank you, DJ. My top 5 favorite Ace Attorney characters, Phoenix, Edgeworth, Maya, Ryunosuke. I kind of like Apollo. I haven't played Apollo before, but I kind of like him too. I really like all the characters. The thing is, though, is out of the main characters, there isn't really any of the main characters that I dislike. There are characters that I heavily dislike in the game, but for good reason. I'll tell you though, the guy who I hated the most in the original Ace Attorney games was Matthew Ungard. I hated him the most. Like, that guy was such a scumbag. What's my thoughts on Daniel Lamb? Well, it seems like he has some severe psychological issues. I don't know what it is exactly, but... Am I strong? I wouldn't... not really. Is there a difference between best and favorite, or are they one the same? For example, the best game you ever played versus your favorite game. Well, yes, I think that there might be a difference. I'll give you a perfect example. The best game that I played in 2021 was The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but it's not my favorite game. And the reason is because, like, certain games you can only play once. Like, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, there's not really much of a point in playing it a second time, because you already know, you know, basically everything that happens. Darien or Tenpenny, who's worse? Well, Tenpenny. Tenpenny caused way more damage, but Darien is a scummy, corrupt cop. No, I have to start going back. I'm gonna start going back very soon, Drifter kids. I'm gonna start going back to the gym. I think it was more about getting rid of the evidence General's alert. That's why Darien burned the guitar. Professional's a professional cowboy. I haven't played the Professor Layton games, but I think that they're part of the Great Ace Attorney, the Great Apollo Ace Attorney collection. Awesome warning for people going into retail and work. Thank you, Steady Eddie. Oh, what is the origin of the sheep taco comments? Oh, that's something that Fernando, my friend Fernando came up with, and it became a meme ever since. You got the phone call from Vincent. So if you log into GTA, do you get a phone call from Vincent right now if you log into GTA? Okay. Yes, you do. Okay, what do you think of the Japanese kamikaze pilots, brainwashed extremists? Do you think the Brotherhood of Steel does more harm than good in the Wasteland? I think it depends on the time. But what I will say about the Brotherhood of Steel is why do they feel that they are entitled to hold all the technology of the past? Like, why do they feel that they're entitled to that specifically? Yeah, I've heard of that creep before, Solomon.
C'est parti.
Do I never have, like, a good seller? Like, I never have a good seller. Like, what is this? Like...
We have a batch ready to go.
Bro, what were your parents' thoughts on your retail stories? Oh, my parents were aware of a lot of the retail stories that I told. My parents were aware of those.
There's a batch ready to deliver. If you are interested.
You know, my dad told me to quit several times, but I should have listened to him. I should have quit earlier.
D'accord.
Oh, it's unflavored. Oh, that's... I didn't even realize it was unflavored.
Oh dear.
So let me...
D'accord. You have been mixing business with pleasure, I see. Maybe you are more like your friend Mr. Creeps. Well, I hope you are capable of driving. We have a sale to make, and our buyers are waiting. Be careful, please. I have put a lot of time and effort into this. C'est une mauvaise idée.
I know I asked this in another stream years ago, but I wanted to see if your answer has changed. Who do you think is the dumber boss, Jimmy Pegarino or Ricardo Diaz? Pegarino, because at least Diaz had some smarts to be able to manipulate Gonzalez and get, like, the information on the deal the Forellis were doing. Where Pegarino was never really ahead of anybody. Yo, Professional, you have any advice to fall asleep faster? Thank you, P. Well, what I will say, sometimes I watch, like, those videos on, like, YouTube for my TV, like those videos where it's, like, the ambient rain and stuff like that. Sometimes that helps, you know, fall asleep. I mean, try not to, when you're trying to sleep, try to move as little as possible. That might also help. Do you think Simon from The Walking Dead was worse than Negan? Yes. I mean, look at what he did to the junkyard people. Negan wouldn't have even done that. I'm 29 now, Solomon.
Move along, you hear? Go on,
Well, it was 9 p.m. when I started. Tony or Claude better? I'd say Tony, probably. I wanted to warn you, Patrick, in Dying Light, there's this side quest where you clear out an outpost of race men, office outpost. The game will crash. Oh, really, Phoenix? And they have never fixed it. They've never, you know, done anything to fix that issue? Why do I find it comedy gold when Gat caught that a-hole on his turf, smashed that dude in Aisha's table, shoots him when he, you guys both shout Johnny. Well, the thing is, though, it was like, Johnny, I just bought that table. Johnny, it'll wash out, it better. Like, they were just, Aisha just cared that it's gonna go into the carpet.
A good sale. Excellent.
Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Most competent boss gang leader in the GTA series. Not counting protagonists?
Très bien. This was a good deal. Well, this will keep them happy.
Who's the most competent gang boss leader in the GTA series? Probably Gravelli. Yeah, John Gravelli, I would say. Thank you, Mr. Nowhere. John Gravelli has no mistakes. Hey, Pro, I wanted to say thank you for shedding light on some toxic jobs. It's not easy to raise awareness in these matters, let alone sharing your story. Thank you, Jonathan Perez. Thanks, man. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for a year and a half. I appreciate it, man. Which do I think would win, the Forellis in 1986 or the Leonis in 2001? Leonis in 2001. Forellis would have no, I mean, well, if you're talking, oh, I'm sorry, I misread your question. If we're talking 1986 Leonis, in 1986, well, 1986 Leonis versus 2001, 1986 Forellis versus 2001 Leonis, the Forellis would win that fight, yes, Forellis would win. The Forellis were the most powerful family before 1986. I just finished your retail horror stories. I'm glad you got that off your chest and you're doing way better now. Thank you, John. Because they have Spaz 12 shotguns. Oh man, yeah, those shotguns, those were the worst. They're sending the Forellis to shotgun hell. Is Shane broken or evil? Both. I'm fine, Blade of Stars. I knew which villages to burn, which to tame Khan. Is that from Ghost of Tsushima, Glover Fox? Do you think Rockstar should do an Undead Nightmare kind of DLC for GTA 6 story mode when it comes out? Yeah, but they're probably not going to do it. They haven't done one for Red Dead, so I highly doubt they would do it. Yeah, they're not going to do one, though. Thank you, Flop for life. Hot take: GTA 3 changed the entire gaming landscape. Yeah, it did. GTA 3 was revolutionary for the time, 100%. I agree with you on that. Do I think Claude from GTA 3 is still alive? I mean, by 2007, because Manhunt 2 takes place that, I think he would still be alive, yes. Claude would be extremely difficult to kill. Thank you, Flop for life. Manhunt or Bully? Well, Bully I enjoyed more than Manhunt, but Manhunt I'm still having fun with. In terms of enemy factions, which Max Payne faction do you think is the scariest? The Valkyr drug addicts I would say, are the most unstable in the Max Payne series, but the scariest, I would say, are probably the Crusha Praeto, yes. This evil militia that, like, you know, kidnaps people and, like, and kills them and sells their organs.
Get the hell out of there right now.
Okay.
Get the hell out of there right now.
This ain't no wagon train. Get the hell out. Just drop that hard power.
Crap. Crap, I'm right in the way of the machine gun.
You're as good as dead. Shit.
Okay, where's, reinforced lasso, here we go, okay.
I hope you're making your peace.
And we just got gold from that, okay, cool. Oh, crap. Yeah, let's wait until there's like a minute left. Do you think the Crush Upgrade will win against the Cleaners from Max Payne 2? No. Because the Cleaners, there's just so much of them. So no, I don't think so. Oh, I'm in Central Time, Alex. Why do you think Melfi didn't tell Tony about the assault? Maybe because that would just then be on her head. Like, just thinking about that. Have you ever heard of a show known as Metalocalypse? I recommend it. It's funny as hell. It's that heavy metal, like, Adult Swim show, right? The comedy thing. 441, level 441. Starkweather's mercs are the Cleaners? You mean, Cerberus. Well, Cerberus definitely looks like they have way more resources at hand. Well, what do you want to know about GTA? Okay, let's wait until there's like 2 minutes left. The thing is, Ufe is a lot of Ufe are just really untrained cops that just you know, that just got like heavy tactical gear. Oh, that was like years ago, Blade of Stars, and I just gotten pissed. I don't really curse that much anymore. I just don't. I gotta. Yeah, I don't really curse that much anymore. I made kind of like a pledge to myself not to do that anymore. Yes, I made a video about that, Bob. Check out my video from a couple days ago. I made a video on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing. But I'm excited for it, yes.
You're gonna meet your...
Why did the Albanian gang attack Derek Francis' funeral in GTA 4? Because they figured out that it was Jerry who basically sabotaged the, that tried to sabotage the relationship between the Albanian gang and the Ancelottis. What do you think about Skull and Bones? What I will say about Skull and Bones, Gunner, is I really wanted to like the game. I really did. Maybe if it's on heavily discounted one day, I'll buy it. But it's the ship combat wasn't bad. I played the beta. The ship combat was fine. It was improved from Black Flag. However, though, what made the game suck is the fact that there is no hand-to-hand combat, no musket combat, none of that stuff. The boarding is like a cutscene. It's, you know, all of that stuff's like, why is there no hand-to-hand combat in that game in Skull and Bones? That's what pissed people off. Because, like, you go on all these islands, and it's like that all these people on all these islands are going to be friendly to you, that you're not going to have to fight anybody. It's kind of ridiculous. You said Al Capone feared a man from Poland. Jaime Weiss was his name. That was the guy Al Capone feared. I think the Albanian gang got wiped out by the Korean mobsters in GTA Chinatown Wars. The wiki confirmed that the Albanian base is a little bay. Yeah, they don't make an appearance. I don't think they really make much of an appearance in GTA Chinatown Wars. Dutch is on the same level as Dimitri. Your thoughts? No, I wouldn't say so, because Dimitri is just, you know, gonna betray every single person he's in contact with. Dutch is not gonna really... If you listen to Dutch, he's not really gonna betray you. But Dimitri will betray you even if you listen to him. The voice motion caption actor for Dutch van der Linde will be in an upcoming Borderlands movie. His character will be Marcus, who is an arms dealer. Oh. What even is the Dutch voice? What is Dutch's voice actor called? His name? Enjoyed your video about working in retail and mental health. I am a type 1 bipolar disorder. I'm type 1 bipolar disorder, and I champion the promotion of wellness of both the mind and body. I am proud of you, brother. All the best in the world to you. Thank you, Keiju. And I'm sorry that you, I'm sorry that, what you might have gone through in your work environment. It's just unfortunate that there's just so many toxic people out there, toxic customers, toxic management. They could just make the workplace such a more relaxed environment, but they don't. Benjamin Brian Davis. Oh, okay.
Is this for me?
Could I play Resident Evil 2 Remake on PS5? Yeah, one day I could do a playthrough of that, possibly.
This is yours.
Who would win, Merryweather or Cerberus? Merryweather. Merryweather has access to jets and tanks. Cerberus doesn't. But Dutch turned into a spit image of Dimitri at the end. At the very end, Dutch kind of just basically lost it, but Dimitri was always a horrible human being. Why was the Los Angeles crash unit corrupt? It was just that police didn't really... Internal affairs wasn't as strong as it is today. Internal affairs is basically the police that investigates police corruption and police misconduct. It wasn't as big as it is, it isn't as big as it, back then as it is today. Have I played Ace Combat? Oh yeah, Ace Combat 4, 5, 7. I played a lot of them. Is there the reason you're not scared of games like Manhunt or Outlast because you know it's not real? Not really. I was scared of the Outlast games when I first played them, but now I'm not really scared of them anymore. When it comes to Manhunt, I'm not really scared about it because the reason is because you can kill the people chasing you in Manhunt. You can't do that in like Outlast, for example. Resident Evil 2 Remake is on PS Plus for free. It is? I'll have to check that out then, JM58. Thank you for telling me. I'm sorry people took advantage of your kindness back then, Pro. Most people in life view you as an object, nothing else. Yeah, I will say this. It's like I said in my retail video. There is actually a tactic to stop people from taking advantage of you. And I'll say to you, this works. This works whether it's in work or, you know, outside of work, wherever. There's a very easy way to tell if somebody's taking advantage of you. You know how to tell if somebody's taking advantage of you? Is when somebody asks you for a favor, and it's something that you don't have to do, but they're still asking you for a favor to help them. Whatever they ask you for a favor with, help them. So whatever it is that they're asking you for help them out with it. But when you need help, call that same person up. Tell them that you need help, and see how that person reacts to you. If that person basically starts giving you excuses, says, oh, I can't right now, I'm busy at the moment, that's pretty much a red flag that they were using you. But what you do at that point, if they start telling you, I'm busy, I can't help you back, you tell them this. You tell them, okay, you know, what date and time works for you? What date and time can you help me out? Are you going to be available to help? And if at that point, they still start giving you excuses at that point, they've used you. And so that's basically all you got to do is just, you know, somebody asks you for a favor, help them out. And then when you need a favor, call them. And if they start giving you excuses when you, they can't even give you a specific date that they're available to help you, they have pretty much been using you at that point. And when you meet that person next time, if they ask you for a favor, you just tell them you're busy. You can't. Do the exact same thing they did. The exact same thing. You don't have to give a reason, just tell them you're busy. Thanks for the advice a few weeks ago. I'm better now, motivated to continue my YouTube journey. Had a week of making $200 on ads. Hope to leave sales for good one day. Well, thank you. Thank you, Alex. I hope that you continue your motivation and you do well on YouTube. Thankfully, I've been out of retail for nearly 5 years now, looking to start my own business next year. All is well over here. The thing is, though, I wish you well, Keiju, but I'll be honest with you, Keiju. The one thing that I was always scared about was starting a business personally, and I'm not trying to say not to do it, but the one thing that I was always worried about with starting a business was trying to find like dependable employees. That's what it was. If I ever decide to start a business, and I decided that I'm gonna do everything by myself, pretty much, because I do run a business, but I run a rental property, which is, I guess, a business, and I want to expand that. I can do everything on my own, the thing that always worried me is, like, I was considering maybe, like, buying a laundromat one day, like, something like that, but then I would need, like, some employees, because I wouldn't be able to be there all the time. But the thing is, though, is that the thing that concerns me is trying to find dependable people, because when I've worked in retail, I've seen so many, like, bad workers that they just don't care at all. Like, they just basically do absolutely nothing. They never help. They're unreliable. They don't come into work. And so, that's always personally what scared me the most about, like, running a business is, having, like, incompetent people, that you hire and basically just bring down the business. Because you can interview somebody and they could have all the qualifications and they could seem like they're a good person, but then they hired them and it's a disaster. What do you think would have happened if Mikhail Faustin and Ray Bulgarin met? I think that Faustin wouldn't have had the patience to deal with Bulgarin personally. I think that Faustin would have probably told Bulgarin to go screw himself if he told him to give Nico over. Not necessarily to protect Nico, but because nobody tells him what to do. That's what I think it's ultimately about.
You can't be back here. You ain't supposed to be here. I said go. Go!
How did I just miss all those shots? I feel so stupid right now. What's the scariest thing about Shang-Chi from Kane and Lynch? All the power that he has. Same here, brother. 100% independent operation, focused on clothing design and reinvigorated investments in my YouTube channel. Oh, so it's gonna be a self-run business. Okay, so you're not gonna have to worry about employees. So yeah, so I wish you the best, Keiju. I hope everything works out for you. Dimitri was born a psychopath, but Dutch had all these moralities he held dearly and knew right from wrong when he ditched all that for greed and forsake his own people who relied on him as leader. I think that for Dutch, I think it was like he was a pretty manipulative person always, but I think that he did mean well in some aspects, but it was just that people were just not. A lot of people were just not listening to him. A lot of people were questioning his orders, and I think that just a lot of things that started going bad, like a lot of the heists and operations started going bad, like a lot of people started dying, and I think he just basically snapped. I will be playing Alan Wake one day. It won't be after Manhunt, because I do got a few projects after Manhunt, and we'll be doing Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic later in March, which is gonna be fun, doing a fun playthrough of the single-player campaign on that. Why did Faustin tell Dimitri to get out of his house? Because he was just irritating him? yes, I actually saw a video of those games recently, Gunner. But yes, I would consider playing the old Brothers in Arms games.
I'm done here.
Do you release the Let's Plays the same days that you film them? Not necessarily. Sometimes the Let's Plays are filmed like a few days beforehand. I'm good, Ahmed. How are you, man? What if Ultor gentrified all of Saints Stillwater? Well, they would have displaced so many poor people. Men of Valor. I will look into that one. A Vietnam War game, you said?
My trouble days are behind me. I don't want none.
You can see yourself.
No, I never really read them, but I'm aware of them, Mr. Nowhere.
Why you vexed?
Pearl, there's a video where a Korean War veteran talks about how his retirement home is kicking him out to move in illegal immigrants. What? I haven't heard about that before. Hey, Pro, what do you... who you think would win, Pinhead or Jason? I don't know who Pinhead is. Jason, you're referring to the serial killer? Patrick, you're playing Manhunt 2, the censored version, but I know where to find the uncensored version. Oh, well, I bought the PS2 game, and I figured the PS2 version was probably the censored version, but I'll tell you this, the reason that I was playing the PS2 version is because when I played the PC version of Manhunt 1, there was so much, glitches with the game. I had to install so many patches, it was like a nightmare, and so that's why I didn't want to play the PC version of Manhunt 2, because I was scared about glitches. Why does the Italian Mafia and the Russian Mafia hate each other? Rivalry, mostly. Thank you, Jacob.
I'll find you and make you real sorry.
Pinhead is the main villain in Hellraiser, huh? Oh, right, because Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic will have copyrighted music. But we'll try to get through it. Hey, Patrick, did you ever think of shoplifting? No, not really. The thing is, though, is I'll be honest, when I've walked into a few stores, I've never, like, considered shoplifting. I've never thought about doing that, but what I did think about when I walked into a few stores is I thought about basically how easy it is for some people to steal things from some of these stores. Because, like, when I'm walking through stores like that, I'm just generally, like, curious, like, where cameras are and stuff like that. Because I'm interested a lot in security. I read up a lot about that when I studied law enforcement technology and I got a bachelor's in that in college. We learned a lot about security, what makes a place more secure. And so, generally, like, when I'm shopping in, like, stores and stuff like that, I do look around for stuff because that does make me curious, but it never, like, is for, like, any ill reason, any bad reason. I would never steal anything. See here. But I'll tell you something about this is, do you know what the, do you know what store is the, what type of store, I would say, has the biggest risk of getting robbed type of store? It is a store that is isolated from other places. Like, there aren't a lot of places around it. The area around the store is not well lit, and it's typically a smaller store, and there is not that much staff on shift. If there's like only 2 people working, 1 or 2 people working, especially at night, the store is open, that makes that store like a prime target for being robbed. That's why gas stations are robbed so much often. So, like, when you watch the news, you see so many robberies happening at gas stations. But why do they happen at gas stations? Because gas stations are isolated away from a lot of other places. They're typically like on stretches of road, away from other businesses. It's dark outside the gas stations. So typically only 1 or 2 people working. They're open 24 hours, so somebody can come in like 3 o'clock in the morning when there's nobody else there. So that's why gas stations are such high risk of getting robbed because of that. There's all of that stuff. And here's the thing: is does anybody here know? Does anybody here know what store you are the most likely to get robbed in when you're walking out of it? Anybody in the comments know what store you're most likely to get robbed when you walk out the door? Because there are robbers who actually wait right outside the door, and they will rob you when you're in the parking lot. Anyone know what store it is that have the highest chances of being robbed? Steve got it. It's Walmart. Walmart is parking lots are notorious for being very dangerous. Yes, it's Walmart. Here's the thing: is if you go to a Walmart parking lot in the daytime, there's really no risk of anything bad happening to you. But if you go to a Walmart parking lot at night, there's a big probability that something bad might happen. I wouldn't say it's big, but I would say that the probability of you getting robbed is much, much higher than in the daytime. Probably like I'd say 5 times more likely to get robbed in a Walmart parking lot at night than you are at day. So the chances of that happening are just much higher. Now, here's the thing: is this is why I don't recommend that people go shop at night. Don't do it. If you can avoid shopping at night, don't do it. I know I'm a hypocrite. Sometimes I forget to get certain groceries, and so I end up going at night because I want to get something in my fridge. But I'm saying is generally, if you can avoid it, don't go at night to any kind of store, because what criminals will do is they will wait outside like a parking lot, like a Walmart parking lot, and they will choose a specific area that's like not well lit in the parking lot. And so they're less likely to rob you. If you park right next to the door, they're less likely to rob you. But if you like park somewhere in the inner part of the parking lot and there's like it's a not well lit area, they might be waiting. And what criminals will do is criminals will actually look at what kind of car people will drive. And the reason they look at the car people drive is because they want to see exactly how much they're trying to judge how much money the person has based on the car they're driving. So if somebody's driving like a Mercedes or like a BMW or something like that, for example, they're more likely to target you also because they think that you have money if you're driving like a car like that. And so what they will do is they will wait somewhere away that you won't even see them. And the second that you start basically, when you're putting your groceries in your car, that is the #1 time when they attack, because both your hands are occupied, you're putting something in your car, you just unlocked your car. That is the time when you are the most vulnerable, basically, at that moment. So criminals basically look for that. A lot of people think that criminals are stupid, but some criminals are very intelligent, and they will basically wait out their targets. And so that's what I will say is, but in my town in the Midwest, there's actually a Walmart that's 2 miles from my apartment. And what the police actually did recently, and this was a very smart thing that they did to reduce the amount of robberies that happened in the Walmart parking lot. Now, I don't know how many robberies were happening in that parking lot. What the police did is they put in these big, like, yellow, like, cameras. So, like, these big camera stands, like, one in, like, the middle of the parking lot and one a little farther away. And these have cameras on all 4 sides. And it basically says, police department on it. And so these are like cameras that basically they're constantly recording. And so the police basically put that there in like the Walmart parking lot, mostly as a deterrent, so that criminals see that the police are like recording, and so they're less likely to do anything. So that's why if I can, I always park near that police camera. That's what I always do, because you're a lot less likely to get robbed. I'm Dirty Daniel. Thank you, Own Titan. Pro, do you carry a gun? No, but I have nothing against people carrying guns. If people want to carry guns, I'm perfectly fine with that. My friend went to a store at night and was harassed by some strangers. He said they were high as well. That actually happens. When I used to work in retail, I would have people that would come in high. Usually it was coming in later at night, but yes, it happened also. Okay. Sorry, wait, what are you saying sorry for, P? What's wrong? Why do most criminals point their pistols sideways? Well, because they're idiots. That's why. Scarface or Carlito's Way. I've actually never seen Carlito's Way. I should. Scarface is probably my ultimate favorite gangster movie. Manhunt 2 video tomorrow. What's your favorite split screen at every co-op campaign and local multiplayer, horizontal or vertical? Vertical. I think vertical is probably better, yeah. Because I can focus on the entire left or right side of the screen if it's vertical. Who's to blame for the Ronin's demise? Kazuo or Shogo, both. And I'm gonna have a video talking about that in the future, Aaron. But, here's the thing about this. Both Kazuo and Shogo did things that was really stupid that ultimately brought the downfall of the Ronin. I'll tell you what it was. Here's the thing is, Kazuo was more willing to engage the Saints directly. He was close to, you know, destroying the Saints when he attacked their HQ. And he wasn't fearless. He was fearless. What I say, but I would say that Kazuo's problem, the biggest problem that Kazuo had, is Kazuo had too much honor, and Shogo had too little honor. That was the problem between them. And ultimately, having too much honor and too little honor brought both of them down. Because if you look at it, for example, Kazuo had so much honor that he basically believed that everybody was going to be a complete suck-up to him, and he believed that he basically did not think that Dane Vogel would betray him. So when Dane Vogel didn't want to do the deal, he didn't think that Dane Vogel would betray him, because in Japan, nobody would do something like that. Nobody would betray him because he was this big Yakuza boss. So nobody in Japan would dare to betray him. But he didn't realize that things are basically done differently in America. Shogo, on the other hand, understood that. He understood American business, how ruthless American businessmen are. He understood that environment much well. That it's not about honor. It's not about stuff like that. It's basically about, you know, who can make the most money. So the American business is way more ruthless, and Shogo understood that. And that was why Shogo understood how to deal with Dane Vogel. He understood how to make business dealings with him. He understood how to make money with him. What was it? Kazuo didn't understand that at all. He was new to America. He thought that it was basically the old ways, how everything was done the old ways in Japan, and he didn't seem to understand that. But the biggest mistake that I would say that Shogo made is Shogo basically eliminating Chunichi, which Chunichi was still a great help, and also it was ambushing Aisha's funeral. That's like the worst possible thing that you can do, because if he hadn't had done that, Johnny would have still killed him, but he wouldn't have at least killed him that brutally. But doing something like that, like, you know, ambushing Aisha's funeral, that was pretty much it. Kazuo's biggest mistake was cutting off his deal with Vogel. Yeah, I would say that. And the thing about that is Kazuo has so much pride in himself that he doesn't think he's responsible for that. So when the Saints blow up the penthouse, afterwards he like blamed Shogo for that when that was actually really his fault. Do you like the show King of the Hill? Oh yeah, I loved King of the Hill. It was a great show. Spoiler, one of the characters in Carlito's Way serves as an influence on Ken Rosenberg from GTA Vice City. Oh, he does? Really, Jacob? Well, I gotta watch that then. I gotta take a look at that movie. Have you seen that episode of Hell's Kitchen where the owner calls the cops and the staff? Wait, Hell's Kitchen? Or are you talking about Kitchen Nightmares where the owner calls the cops and the staff? Is that what you're talking about? Or maybe Hotel Hell is what you're thinking of. What do I think of Luke Atme? That's actually a really great question. The thing is Hayden, I actually watched the Ace Attorney anime last night. So I was watching it last night, and I watched the Luke Atme episode last night. That's what's so crazy. I watched the whole trial with it. I remember it was Ron DeLite. He was like Mask the Mask, and then it was like Luke Atme was the private detective. Yeah, Luke Atme is a complete scumbag, and he was blackmailing Ron the entire time to steal all this stuff. And then he basically tried to frame Ron. I think that the biggest well, Brandon, I think the biggest scumbag in Kitchen Nightmares is probably Amy and Sammy. They are probably the biggest scumbags in Kitchen Nightmares, because you know the thing about that is you know, Amy and Sammy and all of their yelling. Okay, it's their business, whatever. If they want to scream at people, but what was going way too far was when Sammy was stealing the waiter's tips. When he was doing that, because you can't do something like that. You can't take the waiter's tips. You can't do something like that. That's ridiculous. That's illegal. But Sammy was basically saying, oh, they get paid hourly, so then I have the right to take the tip. No, you don't. When a customer leaves the tip, they're leaving it for the waiter. They're not leaving it for you. And so Gordon was right when Gordon said, you know, how would the customers feel if they knew that the tips would go straight to the owner? And so he basically just went in the restaurant and told everybody that the owner takes the tips, and Sammy started getting all pissed. And the thing is, Sammy, I don't know if Sammy was actually a gangster, but Sammy was like bragging about the fact that he was like a gangster. He was like proud of that. So that's what I would say is he's a scumbag. Did Sammy, I don't know if Sammy got deported. I think he got deported afterwards, because there was an incident on Kitchen Nightmares where he actually pulled like a knife on a customer in a parking lot. There's actually a video of it on YouTube. You can look it up. Sammy like pulled a knife on a customer in a parking lot. Their business ended up getting shut down. I don't know what happened to Amy though. Where do you find the clothes for videos, and how much did it cost in total? The clothes I find on eBay or on Amazon mostly. During my high school years, I always tried to establish a friendly relationship with the school resource officer. They were some good men, didn't deserve the BS most students gave them. Yeah, I agree with you on that. What gang organizations are operating in Israel where Sammy is from? That's where Sammy is from? But I don't know really. I don't know. I'm sure there's like there's a mafia in Israel too, but I don't know like I don't know about any gangs in like Israel. But like every country has some form of organized crime. Do you agree that Rollers are a weak gang story-wise? No, I think they were weaker than the other gangs, but no, I think like the Donnie storyline I think was pretty good with that. Man, I forgot how slow these things are. If Shogo stood up for himself and started to blame his father for the bombing, do you think Kazuo started to respect his son? No, because he wouldn't have accepted blame for the bombing. I think that Kazuo would have been respecting his son more if he had destroyed the Saints. Do you agree to Rollers? Why American shows have way too much dramatic background music? It's hilarious. The thing is, though, is that American reality TV is a lot different than like than reality TV in like other countries. Like for example, have you ever watched like Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay in Britain? Like it's the Kitchen Nightmares when Gordon Ramsay visits a restaurant in Britain. it is so much more different. There's some arguing, but you don't have any of the background, like the dramatic music, and it focuses way more on the food. It focuses way more on the food and the cooking. But in my country, in America, when people watch Gordon Ramsay, very few people actually watch Gordon Ramsay for the cooking. The vast majority of people watch Gordon Ramsay for the drama. All the arguing, the cursing, you know, the conflict. That's what people watch Gordon Ramsay for mostly. It's all the drama. I work at retail too. It's either the most kind person that you come across or the little personification of a dumpster full of trash. Yeah, there are some really, really scummy people that you can meet in retail. Really. I feel bad for Vietnam veterans who came back to America and basically treated like crap after fighting in hell on earth. And you know what I'll tell you is the most ridiculous thing about the about that is, do you know if you actually went to college, you were not subject to the draft, the Vietnam War draft. And so basically, because of that, a lot of rich kids actually did not end up going to the Vietnam War. They didn't get drafted. And so the poorer kids got drafted. And then when they got back from the war, those same rich entitled kids who did not didn't have to go basically slandered them and like called them like baby killers and murderers and basically treated them like absolute garbage. Yeah, UK shows are a lot more slow-paced, less drama and dry, sarcastic humor. Thank you, Alfie. I'll tell you something. There was one British show that I watched, and I watched a lot of episodes of it. And it was kind of reminded me of American reality TV a bit, because it was a bit more similar. But most of the viewers I seen in the comments were Americans that were watching it. I don't know how popular the show is in Britain, but the British show that I watched a lot of episodes of, it was called Can't Pay Will Take It Away. That was a show that I watched like a lot of those, because there's like entire episodes that you can watch on YouTube, and so I used to watch like binge watch that like a lot. And I remember it was like the high court enforcement officers, and they're basically going to like collect debts from people who didn't like pay stuff back. They borrowed money, and like some of the people that the high court enforcement officers like visit, some of the people you feel bad for them, like they're just in a bad situation. You know, they're not able to make payments, you know, they're poor. But then there's other people that like you encounter in that show where they're like really scummy, really entitled people. They clearly have the money to like pay off the debts. They're just taking advantage of others. So there's some really scummy people that you can meet and see in that TV show also. Have I heard anybody sneeze in video games? What? Leo Casper? I don't know who that is. Hey, love from Europe. What's the time in America? Where I'm at, it is right now 10:51 p.m. I'm in Central Time. No, I haven't, Grand, but I heard my friends say, your story's better than the game. Well, thank you. Huh. My idea for Woody Woodpecker, Mr. Meanie sells her house to Woody to avoid an arranged marriage with the mayor's son. Big Ben offers Woody housing for Ben and Junior in exchange of perks. Wait, what? I'm confused. Did I see your comment? Oh, good news, Patrick. In Dying Light, you can use the grapple hook to zip line across the rooftops. You can avoid the volatiles at night. They only patrol the streets. Don't worry about them on roofs. Oh, okay. The top 10, can I do a video on the top 10 best missions in GTA and also the top 10 worst? Yes, that is actually a plan that I have eventually. Curious, how does the Jewish mob work exactly? I know they briefly appeared in GTA 4 for a bit. You're talking about, what's his name? Isaac, right? Isaac, the diamond dealer? That's what you're talking about? I don't know much about them. I remember that there was a, what was his name? I think he's in L.A. Noire. In L.A. Noire, I think. There was a Jewish American mobster in L.A. Noire. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. If anybody knows his name in the comments, let me know. But I think he was in L.A. Noire. But I actually do not know that much about the Jewish American Mafia. I know very little about that. I know a lot about the Italian American Mafia, but that one I don't actually know that much about. Mickey Cohen, I think it might have been him, maybe. I think he was in L.A. Noire. Was it, that guy that talks to Daniel Lamb is Leo Casper. Oh, that's his last name, Casper. Okay, Leo. Well, I know who Leo is, but, Pro, depends. I work in county VA office, and there was a vet that was called up while he was in grad school. Oh, really? Well, what I know about the Vietnam War draft is that a lot of people that were going to college were a lot less likely to be drafted. So if you were poor, if you were not white, you were actually much more likely to get drafted in the Vietnam War. I will make that one day, Nightfall. I don't know the exact date, but I'll make it. It ain't me, I ain't no fortunate one, a fortunate son, Credence, Clearwater Revival. Yeah, that song is actually most associated with the Vietnam War also, Mario. Thank you for the super chat. And Blinded Eagle, did I vote in that poll also? What did you choose? I will tell you which one I chose. I would have to look at the, the choices also again. Let me see, which one did I vote for?
Have you seen the state of those clothes?
What was it? I voted on option 4. That was the one that I voted for. But I will tell you, though, that, I could probably try to help you design a good thumbnail for that video when you make it, Blinded Eagle. The Jewish American mobster in L.A. Noire is Mickey Cohen. Oh, okay, that's him. Okay. Do you know that Ramirez from Manhunt 1 is voiced Jim from GTA The Lost and Damned? That I did not know. What do I think is the best gun in Red Dead? Probably Lancaster Repeater because of its fire rate and how accurate it is. Yeah, Lancaster probably. Yeah, I think Manny would probably hate Luke at me too. How do you have so many gold bars playing this game over the years? Thank you, Mario and Blinded Eagle. Oh, I missed a bunch of comments. Thank you, Jacob. Jimmy Pecorino's introduction scene is hilarious. He tries to make himself look smart or tough, and then Ray Boccino comes in and sucks up to him. Yep. I don't even know what he was talking about. He tried to make himself look smart, but he sounded stupid to me. Hot take, Matt, Saints Row 2 is an overlooked dumb character. Oh yeah, Matt is definitely a dumb character. I would agree with you, though. Okay. Top 15 worst missions in GTA Online. I think there would be probably top 20 worst missions in GTA Online, but yeah, I could do a video like that eventually. What I think of Furio? Oh, you mean from Sopranos? I would say that Furio was a loyal soldier, but about Furio, what I'll say about him is Furio is a lot more honorable than like he's a lot more honorable than like Tony Soprano, for example. Like if Furio had a wife, like I could not imagine him cheating on her. Like I could not imagine him doing that. Like Furio's not that type of guy. Like he's a gangster, obviously, but like I can't imagine him doing something like that, like cheating on his wife. So he's like I would say he's like that old school, you know, kind of like, you know, Italian mobster, pretty much. He's from Italy himself, so he's, I guess, very different than a lot of the American Italian mobsters. Oh, you have almost 3,100 gold bars. That's... Let me ask you something, Billy TK. How do you feel that you have so many gold bars and there's nothing to spend it on in the game? In the UK, we have paid vacations, yeah. In America, we also have paid vacations, but we actually have the lowest amount of vacation time in the Western world. Like a lot of Western countries, their vacation time is like over a month, and like over sometimes. But it's but we don't have a month. We have oftentimes like 1 week, 2 weeks. Sometimes we can only take 1 week, and then we can't take like a week until like months later. So like our vacation time is a lot less.
You little prick.
For an old school Italian mobster would still cheat on his wife, I guess. But I would say is that the mobsters in Italy, I would say that they're more straightforward than like the American Italian mobsters in America. Alejandro Sosa or Sonny Corleone. What you mean, like, you know, who to work for? Safer to work for Sonny. Because Sonny is more of a hothead, but I would say that Sonny cares about his friends. Or like Sosa, I would say, cares really about no one. Help deliver the target to the Ansburg Sheriff's Office. Okay. Thank you, Jacob. And thank you, the real, Bake. I'm glad that your channel took off and you made it out of the retail world. You made great content and you deserve your success. Thank you, man. February 17 was GTA The Lost and Damned Anniversary. Yep, it was. Bro, have you ever made a Ginny Sack joke? No. But, that was, the Ginny Sack jokes, like that is a joke like that would cause, like, such a big thing in, like, it was a major part of the story in, like, The Sopranos. Okay, Okay, 1 second here. There we go, okay. 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 1 second, my chat is like... Thank you, Real Bake, thank you, man. But Marcus, as I'm warning you, is if you keep spamming messed up things like that, is I'm gonna ban you from chat. I gave you a timeout for now. Thank you, Billy TK. Thank you for the for sponsoring my channel. How would you rewrite the Saints Row reboot if you made it better? I would thank you, Aaron, for the super chat. I'll answer in this one moment. I missed a bunch of super chats. Which one is more powerful? Oh, Sosa. Sosa has like connections to be able to like put a bomb underneath somebody's car in a country so far away from him. Which GTA character do I think is the most smartest? Other than the GTA protagonist, the most smartest character out there? Maybe Lester? How would I rewrite the story in the Saints Row reboot? Okay, what I would do is I would do it that like each member of like the gang is like originally a member of the other gangs. And how I would do it is that I would change up the gangs to make them just better themed, like more Saints Row 2 like gangs. But what I would do is that the main character gets has like a showdown with his gang, but over some other reason, over something else, not over not over some dumb thing where he gets fired and then he basically goes back to his apartment, not something like that. Instead, what I would say is that yeah, we would it would be like where each person, like, they leave their gang and they find themselves in like a different neighborhood. They find themselves in Saints Row. And even though they're originally all from rival gangs, they realize they hate their gangs for basically what they did to each of them, and they decide to basically form their own gang. I think that would be personally a way better than like than something like they had student loans and all the other crap. I know it's a DeMio crime family, Hayden.
I'm glad you brought them in alive. They're gonna stand trial. Here's what you do.
Why do I keep losing Deadeye so much? Is it because I'm wearing like really hot clothing? Is that the reason? I think that might be it. Manhunt 2 is fun. Am I gonna play LA Noire? Yes, I will. Fun fact, Pigsy from Manhunt and Phil Cassidy in GTA 3 had the same voice actor. Really? Phil Cassidy voiced Pigsy? I didn't know that. Who is a better person? Michael DeSanta or Luigi Cadorna? Luigi, is that Luigi from GTA 3? Let me look the name up here. Luigi Cadorna, oh, this guy, the Italian general. What kind of question is that? This is like a World War I Italian general, but Luigi Cadorna, he was a complete idiot. He was like the worst general of World War I. That guy was a fool. If Manny Escuela was a Grove Street family member, how would CJ handle his clean the streets man? I think CJ would have lost the patience with him a long time ago. Sweet would have as well. Your thoughts on Miami Vice? I have to watch that show one day, but it was, Miami Vice I know inspired a lot of Vice City. I know the guy who played one of the main characters plays Lance Vance in Vice City. Best way to earn money and honor in story mode in Red Dead 2? I would say probably the gambling, but honor, I'm not sure will be the best way to earn that. Hey, Pro, how are you today? I watched your retail video. And I want to say that I hope you are feeling well with your mental health, and God bless you. Thank you, PlayStation fanboy. Thanks, man. Do I ever play the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer? Not really. I played it occasionally with friends sometimes, but no, I don't really play it much. Does Danny from Manhunt 2 remind you of another character? Maybe Mason in Black Ops 1? Let's see here. Just the word retail made Pro yawn. No, it had nothing to do with that. I'm just a little tired, but it's, but I... Whoa. Damn. At this point, if I somehow met you in real life, I would probably hug you and say how amazing you are. Try to be a friendly and passionate person. I trust you a lot, man, more than you know. Thank you, Blade of Stars. Yeah, I don't think Adriana deserved that, what happened to her in The Sopranos. The numbers, Patrick, what do the numbers mean, huh? Are you planning on making a Red Dead Redemption lore video in the future like a Dutch one? It would be pretty fire. I might make one on Micah one day. Yeah, YouTube is mostly my full-time job, but I do other things. I also run a rental property. I do that. So I run a rental property, and I have, like, you know, I have money in, like, you know, I say a high-yield savings account, too. My name is Adam. Oh, okay. Yes, I would want to play the Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie games one day. The Zombie Army games. Oh, well, good luck on that, PlayStation fanboy. Any words in the GTA Joker interview? I will consider doing an interview with him. And the interview that I do, if I do consider doing an interview with him, we'll see how that works out. If I do, I don't know how I'm going to reach out to him, because I don't have an Instagram, so I have to make an Instagram. And, yeah, I actually watched that video from him, Zach. Patrick, in struggling with depression while living abroad for my studies, your videos are very helpful and a breath of fresh air from home. Thank you, Curiosity. Thank you, man. I'm glad that my videos help you out, and I hope that I wish you well and everything. What anime is that, Phoenix? When is the in real life video coming out? Well, I had 2 real life videos. One came out just today. It was the video talking about retail. The second video, the real life location, I'm gonna try to have that out by the end of the month. What do you think of Mimi from Ace Attorney? Amy Mimey, is that who you're talking about? You mean the nurse? Unfortunate Vito's joke and blood pressure medication caused so much damage. Betrayed Polly got himself killed and caused a rift. Betrayed Polly got himself killed and caused a rift between New Jersey and New York. Well, there's a lot of jokes about The Sopranos. But the thing I'll say about Vito is Vito never betrayed the family. And he made the family a lot of money, and they betrayed him over just the stupidest thing ever. Something that wasn't honestly a big deal. Oh, Amy Mimey was a horrible person. I remember that, and I remember that when you exposed her real identity too. But her name is an Easter egg that she's basically pretending to be somebody else. The biggest joke of a mafia boss is Don Fanucci. Yep. I wonder if Rockstar was inspired Pegorino of him in any way. I heard about that too, Nightfall, but what is the best place that I can contact the Florida Joker, man? Damn, I keep crashing. Do I find Trudy annoying? No, not really. Or Trucy, you mean? No, I don't really find her annoying. Damn. Honestly, the character that I found kind of annoying in the original Ace Attorney games that wasn't like a villain was Larry Butts. Larry Butts was kind of annoying, Phoenix's friend. He got annoying at times, yes. But he was like the only character that was like a friend that I found kind of annoying. Can you get the satchels that Pearson makes when you're in the prologue, or they just disappear? I don't know if I'm not sure what you're talking about. What satchels? What do you think of Acro from Ace Attorney? That's a good one, too. The thing is, though, is, I think that case is called Big Top Turnabout, right? That case is like the most hated. I think that's the most hated case in the original Ace Attorney games. People dislike that case a lot. But what I will say is, if you actually watch the Ace Attorney anime, the Big Top, the one with Acro, is way better in the anime. The anime did a way better job than the game did in that regard, covering it. But what I will say about Acro is probably like the only murderer in the show that I kind of felt bad for, like, or in Ace Attorney, because Acro was not like a Acro wasn't like a bad person. You know, his brother pulled a prank on Regina, who his brother was in love with, and he basically threw pepper on her, which caused her to sneeze a bunch. And then what she did was she put pepper on his scarf, and then she told him that if he put his head inside the lion, that she will go on a date with him. But the thing is, the lion was trained to be able to put your head inside. Like, the lion knew that. It was like a trick that they did. But but because she put pepper on the scarf, the lion basically bit on his head, and what happened was Acro had tried to save his brother, but the lion attacked him, and Acro got paralyzed. He's never gonna walk again, and his brother got put in like a coma, which he's probably never gonna wake up from. And what pissed off Acro the most in Ace Attorney wasn't even the fact that that whole thing that Regina did. It was more of the fact that Regina had no like, she was, I wouldn't say that Regina lacked empathy, but it was, Regina had like the mind of a child, pretty much. And she did not like realize just how serious that was, what just happened. And that fact that Acro's brother was in a coma, Acro was permanently paralyzed, and it wasn't near the end of the trial until she finally realized that. So Acro tried to kill her, but he put like that pocket in her, that note in her pocket, basically saying like that the murderer, like, you know, meet me here. And she was so confused by that note, like, murderer, meet me here, that she put the note on the board. But her dad realized it, and her dad was actually a really nice guy. He treated everybody fairly in the circus, even the clown who he wasn't funny, he didn't attract any viewers. He still paid him just so he could support himself. And Acro killed the wrong guy, so Acro was gonna kill her, but he really showed up in the place and killed the wrong person. So that's all I'll say about that one. Yeah, but I don't think that Acro was really that bad of a guy. He had remorse for what he did. Deadliest GTA army. The deadliest GTA army is the Leone shotgun army. Yeah, when he said that he might become a star, yeah. You should play Easy Red 2. It's a World War II game. It's on PC and Xbox, and they're making the Tunisia campaign. Easy Red 2? Let me look this up. Easy Red 2, it's a World War II game. Oh, this game is on, let me see here. Easy Red 2, PC and Switch and Xbox, huh? Let me see some, images of this game. Yeah, I see it. Looks like they are doing the Pacific. Let me see, is this game on Steam? But yeah, I'm always open to playing World War II games. It came out only a year ago. How did I never hear this game? This game isn't gonna come out to PlayStation? I will definitely look into this Easy Red game. Thank you for telling me about it. They got planes, it seems like it, to a lot of vehicles in this game. Is this like a big multiplayer game? Like, what is this game? They got the Pacific, they got the, Battle of the Bulge, they got Battle of Normandy, Battle of Stalingrad. Oh, and they have the Greek campaign as well. Oh yeah, that you almost never see that in video games, the Greek campaign. 100 vehicles. Wow. Destruction. Okay, yeah, I will put this game on my wish list, and I'll look into this game, definitely. Thank you for telling me about this game. I never heard of Easy Red 2. I've never heard of this game. The Battle of Hastings? I don't think so. Is this like a simulator, this game, or is it After quitting marijuana, I realized I don't have issues. Your dopamine receptors control your mood and mental state. Yep. That is the chemical that is in your brain that basically controls your excitement. Have you ever seen the movie This Is a Spinal Tap or listened to the band Spinal Tap? They're both great. No, I've actually never listened to that, Jacob. Deliver the target when there's like a minute, 2 minutes left to deliver the target. And thank you, Michael. Thank you for the super chat. Bro, is it bad that I kind of feel bad for Leotardo? Phil Leotardo? Not really. I would say he's a, I mean, you can feel bad for whatever character you want, but I think he was like a massive scumbag. What do I think of Morgan Fay? Oh, the fact that she tried to do that to Maya, her own family, that was just disgusting. Did you pick option 4 because of GTA 5 instead of 3 because of Saints Row? I guess it was GTA 5 was kind of stood out to me, though, Blinded Eagle, but like I said, I can try to help you make a good thumbnail when you're going to be making the video. When will I play Dead Rising? It'll probably be next after later in March. 20 years inside on a peep for what? What year do I think was the best for gaming? I don't know. Okay, I will later, Blinded Eagle. Fun fact about Godfather Part 2 is that the, Connie's wedding scene took place in Staten Island, New York, but it was originally planned to be in Long Beach, New York. It might, yeah, because your body's used to that. Artamaka, if I'm reading your name correctly. Okay. Let me go, Valentine here. No, I haven't, Glover Fox. In Red Dead Redemption 1 on PS3, every time I try to do the bounty, I shoot a target in the leg with the pistol-based die. Any help? I'm still very early in the game. I think it's when you unlock the lasso, that's when you can start doing that. Before then, it'll automatically kill them. I think Tony had a much better chance of getting into commission than Pegrino. You mean Tony Cipriani? It's like Battlefield 1942. Okay, so it's not a very realistic game, but it's still an interesting one. And this game, it has no plans of the Easy Red 2. There's no plans of bringing the game to PS5. Also, you're saying it's on Xbox. Just play Hell Let Loose. I play Hell Let Loose a lot. I hope that Hell Let Loose adds a Pacific one day. I hope they do that. What do I think of Damon Gant's breakdown? Well, Damon Gant was a Damon Gant is one of the most evil characters ever. That he had tried to basically just manipulate the courts. He basically had so many detectives that were basically just puppets for him. Oh, you mean Tony Soprano? Yeah, definitely had a better chance of getting on the commission. Hi, DJ, Khaled. Is Hell Let Loose ever going to release the Polish and the Finnish? Because they were supposed to release Poland and Finland as factions, and they never did it. Are they ever going to come out with that? Okay, let's play some public poker here. No, I haven't played Fortnite. No, I've never heard of that one. Conflict Zone, I've never heard of that one, Phoenix. They'll never finish the finish. It's Hell Let Loose is just multiplayer. Well, it was mostly for my mom. That's what it was mostly for. I mean, I would say I somewhat believe. That's what I would say, Blade. That black shirt looks really cool. Thank you. I mainly play Hell Let Loose to hear over there when the US wins. Yeah. Guys, please, when dealing with mental health issues, do not discuss it in public forums. There are horrible people on the internet who will make it worse. Look to family and close friends for help. Yeah, I would agree with you, Fernando. I don't really think Xbox or I don't think that Xbox or PlayStation is better necessarily. But what I will say about Xbox does a better job of backwards compatibility than PlayStation does. Pro, why didn't you feel sorry for Marty in Mafia 2? Because he kind of knew what he was getting himself into. That's the thing is. Larry Butts means well, he did help in Edgeworth's trial. Yeah, he did. I would just say he's a bit annoying. Like, when he was in the Luke Atme case, he was a bit annoying in that one, too. Why are you so good at sniping games? I've just always been good at that. Trying to line up the target, time it, everything. What do you think about fast food employees who don't read coupons that are expired? They just don't care or are lazy. Well, I don't know what you mean. Don't read coupons that are expired. I'll play Black Ops 2 one day. Okay, let's see if we can get a good win here. Would you have wanted to be a sniper in real life? Maybe like at one point in high school for the military, but like not really anymore, no. Are Big Smile Lee and Pendrew like Big Smoke and Tenpenny? No, because Big Smoke wasn't as evil as Big Smile Lee, and yeah, I would say Tenpenny just did a lot more damage. The greatest story-based game I ever played? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Do you know about Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders? Yes, they were the cavalry that used lever-action rifles in the Spanish-American War. They fought at the Battle of San Juan Hill. Favorite Liberty City Stories moment? Probably when Tony blew up Fort Staunton. I guess I was hitting the wrong button for that, Officer Soldierist. Okay, let's see here. Yes, Lewis. The one thing that do you know what the one thing that bothered me about the Darien case is why didn't they explain how Darien got the body on stage and how he knocked Maki out? That was the only part that was not explained. Like, it was obvious that Darien was the one who tried to kill Lammeror, but they never explained how he got Mr. Latusse's body all the way up to the stage and knocked Maki out at the same time. That part I don't think was cleared up in the case. Oh, he's got a pair of aces. Oh no. Ah, damn. Why did Mikey Palmas' wife lie in the news? Because she didn't want to be involved. Well, Maki did it mostly for money. That's what was known in the story. I do, Zombie Fanatic. I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner yet. Darien is just as evil as Claude. He even laughed at killing somebody. Yeah, he was a pretty messed up guy. Oh, it's about to be midnight, 11:38 p.m. for me. There's a flare gun in Manhunt 2. I can imagine that'd be a pretty brutal execution. Betting on this one. If they don't read the coupon at Popeyes, if it's expired, that's not your fault. They just don't want to read it. Ooh. Will there be a new Eddie Lowe in GTA 6? I don't know. I don't know if Rockstar will ever go that dark again. Hey, Pro, I'm enjoying your Manhunt 2 playthrough. I think Leo Casper is the most edgy Rockstar character I can think of. The project are screwed up, to be honest. Well, I don't know what this whole project thing is. They keep mentioning it, but I guess we'll see what it is exactly. He's probably going to win the 310s. Yep. Well, these cards aren't that bad. Yeah, well, I don't know if GTA 6 is going to be soft, but it's not going to be as dark as like the older games. Well, I haven't encountered Alderman Cottonmouth yet. It's funny seeing you use the brick in Manhunt 2. Well, thank you. I can't believe I'm generally surprised that a brick is not an execution weapon in Manhunt. That's what generally surprised me. You would think that the game that having such brutal executions, you would think that a brick would be one. Thank you, Mr. Waifu, and thank you, RKO out of nowhere. Hey, Pro, I just watched your recent video on retail. Glad to see you're now enjoying your work. Here's $5 for getting all those customer emails. Oh, thank you, RKO. Yeah. I do appreciate the super chat. Who caused the most damage, Tenpenny or Starkweather? Tenpenny, ultimately, even though the things that Starkweather did were horrible, is Tenpenny just with the Los Santos riots probably ended up killing more people. But yeah, what RKO out of nowhere is talking about is the retail store that I used to work at had this email program, and we would basically the management would constantly harass us to basically get customers to sign up for the email. When you sign up with your email, you would basically get a 20% off coupon, and you would get other coupons in the mail, and management really pushed that. And I had gotten the most amount of people to sign up for the email program, and what I would typically do to get people to sign up is I would tell them that I'll apply the 20% off coupon right now if you want to sign up for the email program, and most people agreed to sign up. So I'd gotten the most amount of emails. And what happened is my manager kept telling me that I'm going to get a good reward for this. I never got a good reward for it. I talked to my manager like a month later, and I told him, like, am I going to get a reward for this? And then he's all like, oh, crap. And he's like, there, I did it. And he told me to log into the portal. I log into my company portal. What did my manager give me for getting all those emails? Basically, I had gotten a $5 basically store credit to the store. That's pretty much what I'd gotten. Not even $5 cash, $5 store credit. That was my reward for it. And I stopped, collecting emails after that, and the management just went after me for that, saying, I gotta step it up and start collecting emails again. That was just, ridiculous. Pro, you are the most genuine YouTuber, one of the only ones who don't clickbait or appreciate all you do. Thank you, Carter. And thank you, Jacob. Who's more evil, Claude or Dimitri? Dimitri, yeah, because Dimitri pretends to be somebody's friend. Thank you, Jacob. What was the first DNA murder case in America? I'm not sure, PlayStation fanboy. I don't know. Oh, these cards are good. Hello, Pro. I'm good, Roshan. How are you, man? Okay, let's see here. The most disturbing thing about Manhunt is that 98% of the events in the game could happen in real life. Wait, what events are you talking about? Hey Pro, they released a new trailer for the game and has some tactical elements leaning left and right healing systems and class-based systems, and also keep up with you videos. Pro, wait, who released a new trailer? What game? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Put the dollar in. There we go. I'm going to win this hand. Oh, come on, folding. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna win this hand. Oh, what? Full house fours over jacks. I thought I had 3 jacks. I thought I was gonna win that. Damn, that sucks. Okay, I'll end this here. Hey, Pro, 2 questions. Who would you say is the most evil success trader? Working retail made me realize that people lack self-awareness. Yep. People don't realize the amount of stuff that retail workers have to go through. Could I see myself being a trucker? No, I probably could not do that. It would just be, I probably wouldn't have the competence to be able to drive a massive truck like that. Like, sometimes I'm just scared driving a sedan. I don't think, like, you know, in a city, I don't think I could imagine myself driving, like, a big rig truck. No, I haven't played Helldivers 2, but a lot of people have recommended me it. Favorite cigarette brand? I don't smoke. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Zuzilla, if I'm reading your name correctly. Uncle Iroh's voice actor also voiced Aku in Samurai Jack. Back then, he was also the Japanese admiral in Pearl Harbor movie. He passed away after The Last Airbender ended. Oh. I know that, didn't Uncle Iroh have 2 voice actors in Avatar? Bro, I seen you driving the AMG Mercedes going 120 plus the other day. I don't own a Mercedes. You pointed out that pens and pencils are a dangerous weapon in real life. I somewhat agree. I also see how a syringe can be lethal. You can get paralyzed from it. You can get infections. Well, the thing is, like in Manhunt, if somebody takes a syringe and just rips it through somebody's body after stabbing them, that could do some serious damage. So there's so the thing about this is there's a lot of weapons there's a lot of stuff that could easily become deadly weapons in real life. A baseball bat could become a deadly weapon. A kitchen knife could be a deadly weapon. Even a pen could be a deadly weapon. You know, somebody takes a pen and just stabs somebody in the neck. So there's like there's just so many things that can just become weapons. I don't think people realize that, how scary that is. Just thinking about stuff like that. But that's He was voiced by Mako in books 1 and 2, and following his death, he was voiced by Greg Baldwin in book 3 and in The Legend of Korra. Oh. And they say guns are the only deadly weapons. Well, yeah, that's what I would agree with you there, Mario. Is that I think too many people think that I don't know why people think that like guns are like the root of all violence. I don't understand why. There's like so many other things that could be a deadly weapon, personally, in my opinion. Why did Vito not kill everybody in the car after Leo Galante betrayed Joe Barbaro? Well, Vito couldn't really do anything. You know, Vito would have been dead. Let me see here. Guns are the most dangerous weapons. Well, it really depends on how you look at it personally. There's just so many things that can be a dangerous weapon. I mean, cars kill more people than guns alone. It's my idea for a Woody Woodpecker show using the Boondocks as a blueprint. Wait, I'm a bit confused. Thoughts on the plastic bag of manhunt. That's a pretty brutal one. There's like no blood from that one, but that's a very brutal one. Yeah, they will. Sean is like. I don't think that that Joe died in Mafia 2 because he looks like he's Leo's driver. Is the fiber wire in Hitman realistic? No, not at all. Honestly, do you know what a more realistic depiction of the fiber wire is in The Sopranos? When Silvio kills Bert, when he just strangles him with the fiber wire, and like Bert is basically just struggling all over the place. Silvio basically gets thrown to the ground as well. That was a way more realistic, you know, depiction of fiber wire than you see like in Hitman, for example. Oh yeah, I hated Azula. Yeah, she was extremely psychopathic. What would be the most brutal somebody can go through in your opinion? What do you mean, Antonio? Explain. Oh, Easy Red, tactical elements like leaning and healing systems and class-based systems. And this Easy Red game, is this like a game like Hell Let Loose where you die in like one bullet? Fun fact, the Red Kings will mention San Andreas. Well, it is in the same universe. The most brutal death that somebody can go through, the most brutal death, I would say, probably in history, is the Roman Empire had this execution where they would basically put somebody in like this big steel bull, and they would basically just make it go hotter and hotter and hotter and burn the person alive inside. I think that is probably one of the most brutal executions in history too. The Mongolians would basically drop people in like these tubs of like it's not lava, I don't know what it is, but it's like burn people alive, these big tubs that they would drop people in. They did that too. Pro, that was Greek. Was it Greek? It wasn't Roman? Okay, well then I got it mixed up, but Who is the weakest GTA antagonist? Maybe Massimo in Liberty City Stories. What do I think about the guillotine? Here's the thing about the guillotine, is the guillotine was a brutal weapon, like when, you know, people got their heads cut off with it, but compared to hanging, it was actually an instant death, where hanging somebody would basically struggle for some time. So a guillotine was just... People oftentimes think the guillotine is worse than hanging because of just the brutality of it, all the blood that comes from it. But in reality, the guillotine is an instant death. You're dead right away. Where where hanging is a slow and painful death. Last used in the 1970s. That's true. Yeah. Will I ever play the Warriors? Yeah, I will consider playing it one day. A guy in Japan received 80... decomposed for 80 days because of radiation. Oh man, that's horrible. Eddie Lowe is from San Fierro. So is Daniel Lamb in Manhunt 2. What are families and ballas based on in real life? They are probably maybe Bloods and Crips. I don't know. Maybe. If anybody knows what the families and the ballas are based on, let me know in the comments. But I'm not sure. I think it might be Bloods and Crips. Is it Crips and Bloods? So I was right. Yeah. You know, you know what's really sad about the Crips is the Crips started out in Chicago, and they originally started out as a gang to protect their neighborhood from other gangs. That's what they started out as, and they ended up becoming just like the other gangs. So that's what might have inspired the Saints in Saints Row 1 too. I've been thinking of changing my YouTube name. Should I go for Arcano the Heartless, KHOSD Forever, or Wielder of the Sky? It's up to you to choose my fate, so choose wisely. Well, I would tell you that it's, I think that your name right now is fine, Blade of Stars, but if I was to choose one of those, I would probably choose the Arcano the Heartless. But it's, but I think your name right now is fine too. Everyone in chat will vote for you in the 2024 election. Well, I wouldn't. I'm too young to run in 2024, anyways. I'm 29 years old. You have to be 35 to be president. But honestly, if I ran for president, I would have, you know, both political parties go after me, Democrats and Republicans, because I do things that both parties would absolutely hate. And I would also abolish like a lot of government agencies, like especially the CIA. And that would piss off a lot of people in the federal government too. So there's so I don't think I would really have any chance of winning. Honestly, is like the media would slander me so badly. Let me see here. If there is San Fierro in GTA HD, why is it not in GTA 5? I guess they just wanted to expand Los Santos. You're 2019, you're 29, but you look 19. What's your secret professional? Don't drink and don't smoke. Okay, well, just, I guess leave a comment on my latest tweet, Zach, and I'll reply to you on Twitter. Okay, okay, so I guess I'll be going here, guys. But I guess I'll be going here, guys. Pat, he eats a lot of sheep tacos. That's why he still looks young. Thank you, man. Oh, I keep getting knocked off the horse. Most insane rockstar protagonist, probably Trevor. Well, the Nang boys are a Vietnamese gang. The Triads are Chinese. Hello, Anuak. Okay, so I will be going here, guys. The most powerful criminal organization, the Mexican cartel, is probably the most powerful criminal organization that exists today. I just saw your retail rant video. I actually feel bad for you and other workers who have a couple of bad experiences. Thank you, Frozer. There's a girl in Japan who stabbed the guy in the gut over another girl she got out this year. You can watch the story on Coffee House Crime. What? But thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the stream, do drop a like if you guys enjoyed the stream. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day, guys.